We're so excited because the K.2 has been released by QSC. It's a worldwide release, and we're going to show you some differences between the old series and the new series and what the new series brings to the party. Let's have a look at the front. Just cosmetically, look, they look quite similar, don't they? You might notice that we can see the drivers and the horn flare in the old series. In the new series, they've got a cloth behind the grille so that it is hidden what is behind there. Also adds some protection. Let's spin it around and see some differences, because the guts is where the differences are. The first thing that we can notice is there's some DSP on board here. Now, the DSP settings we'll go into in depth a little bit later. Some other differences that we can see on here straight away in comparison to the old series. We can see that we've got two combi connectors, and of course we've got the RCA connections, and we could either use the RCAs or the second input there. So we've got two inputs that will take, well, the first one will take mic or line input. The second input has got a high impedance, your guitars and so forth. And we also have a mini jack input, and that is on a separate volume control so that we've got separate control for all three inputs. There's a big difference in power between these things. We're about double the power on the new box, on the K.2. So all of them have got the same power modules or amp modules inside. We've got 1800 watts peak going to the bottom, and we've got 225 watts peak going to the tops in these. Of course, it doesn't mean double the volume when we double the power. It'll be a weeny bit louder. It's been a bugbear of ours for years and years that the angle of a wedge is so shallow that it hits you in the shins. The new series of the QSC K.2 is at a 55-degree angle, which is shallower, that allows it to hit us in the melon. It's where it needs to be. So even on really shallow stages where you can't have your wedges 3 metres in front of you, I'm going to be hearing the horn easily on the angle that these are placed now. And not only have they done that for the 12 and the 10, but now the 8 also enjoys being a wedge shape. If you remember the old model of the K8, it was just a trapezoid box. What else can you add, you ask? Well, I'll tell you what they've added. In the old model, we could tilt the speaker forward 7.5 degrees so that if you were up on a stage, you could have it facing the audience. Now, there are two holes. The front hole, when the speaker stand is placed in the front hole, we'll have the speaker angled 7.5 odd degrees forward. And it maintains its centre of gravity. It won't topple over on its own. So let's take a look at the DSP in the LCD window here. So we've got a live setting, live bright, dance, stage monitor 1, stage monitor 2, acoustic guitar, vocals, bass amp, hand mic, head mic, studio monitor. So there's so many different settings there. There'll be different DSP settings that somebody with more brains than us has come up with. We've got delay settings. Now we can delay by about 34-35 metres. So you might be hunting around for a selector switch on the back here to change from mic to line or to DI. However, there is no switch. It's all in the DSP settings. So we've in input for input A, and that is set to line, and we can easily set that to mic, and it gives us the check. Are you sure you want to change to mic? And we say yes, we do. We've got crossover points that we can select as well. No sub, so the box will be running full range. 80 hertz, 100, 125, so that's going to cover most bases. We've covered delay. We can delay the speakers by up to 34 metres, so either bringing your front of house in line with the subs if they're out of line, or utilising these for delay speakers. We've got our EQ settings with high, 2 swept mids and low, so plenty that we can adjust there. Scenes. This is really clever because there's so many different aspects that we can save in here. So we might set it up as a floor monitor with it being on a line level input on channel A. We can save all of those in scenes, and we can save up to 5 scenes. So when you are using it as a floor monitor, you can just recall that scene. It will automatically switch back to line level input on the level channel 1 input, and you're away, and all of the settings will be saved there. So that's scenes. If you were going to summarise, Everything that's changed about the speaker has been an improvement. And with the added power, we do get a lot more level before anything breaks up. Very powerful little box. Welcome to Australia QSC K.2.